According to a forthcoming book by a New York Times writer and a New Yorker magazine writer, Donald Trump at one point actually lashed out at his Chief of Staff General John Kelly because Trump believed that the generals in the U.S. military needed to be more loyal to him, much like Nazi generals were loyal to Hitler. This, according to the book, is what Trump said. "You effing generals, why can't you be like the German generals?" And then, when Kelly countered that Nazi generals had tried to kill their leader, the former president insisted that they had been unflaggingly loyal. So Trump wanted the military to be more like Nazis, is basically what he's asking for. And of course, this is terrifying, not just because he wanted them to be like Nazis, but because what he wanted was loyalty to him. He wanted the military, he wanted these generals, he wanted everybody in that body, the United States military, to show loyalty to Trump instead of their unflagging loyalty to the United States of America. See, that's what the military is, folks. I don't know if I even need to say that. I think we all understand it. The military is not, in fact, loyal to the President of the United States. They are loyal to the office. They are loyal to the Constitution. They are loyal to the rule of law. Now, obviously, throughout American history, we have seen exceptions to this. Most recently, of course, with the Bush administration. But they're not loyal to any one human being. Yes, the President of the United States is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. But again, the military is loyal to the office, not to the man or woman serving in that office. Here's where things get even more interesting. This excerpt was published not because of the John Kelly claim, but actually because of General Mark Milley. That's what the story was actually about in the excerpt that was posted, because Milley was growing increasingly concerned that Donald Trump wanted the military to be more like Nazis. And this, of course, was long after John Kelly had already resigned from office. But Milley, in the summer of 2020, abruptly resigned, you may remember, after it became clear that Donald Trump was in fact trying to turn the military into Nazis who were loyal to him. And Milley claims, again in this excerpt, that he was worried that Trump might use the military to somehow try to retain power, or to possibly even, stage an attack here in the United States. Milley was concerned about this. And of course, his fears almost came to fruition with the plans that we now know of Donald Trump thinking about using the military or the DOJ to, seize voting machines, go out there and declare martial law, maybe. So yeah, Milley's fears were well-founded, and we're finding, unfortunately, more truth to them as the January 6th committee continues their work. So, Trump wanted the military to be like Nazis. He wanted them loyal to him, not to the United States of America, not to the Constitution, but to him, the man, individual. So yeah, I think it's rather important that we do whatever we can to make sure that man doesn't ever end up in a position where he is in charge of that military ever again. Because now that we know what he wants in that top military brass, it's pretty obvious that he'll do whatever it takes to make that become a reality. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.